Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Hope the tests went well. By the time you hear this video, you should have already uploaded both parts of that test onto Google Classroom or given me the in-class portion. If you were in class, of course, when you took that test, you do not need to upload that because I've got it, so you can't do it. I will get those graded as quickly as I can. I can't promise you when they'll be available, but I will do it as fast as I can. It's going to be challenging getting that taken care of, okay? We're going to start Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is talking about variables and going back to some old friends that you guys have not talked about in a while, but you did in 7th and I believe even in 6th grade, algebra tiles. Now, some of you maybe had a predisposition like you just aren't happy with them and you never liked algebra tiles and you're just like, I hate them. Some of you like them, okay? Hopefully by the time we're done, you will feel a lot more comfortable with them, okay? So let's get started here. Lesson 211. You need some lined paper for today, not graph paper, just lined paper, okay? Problem 211. What is a variable? Exploring variables and expressions. In algebra and in future mathematics courses, you will work with unknown quantities that can be represented using variables. Today, manipulatives called algebra tiles will be introduced to help you and your teammates answer some important questions, such as what is a variable and how can I use it? Now, it says problem 2.1. It does say your teacher will distribute a set of algebra tiles to your class or to your team, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that, of course, but we're going to work on them some together here. Okay, how many different shapes are there? What are the different shapes? How are the shapes different? How are they the same? How are they related? Here are the shapes we're going to be using, okay? And as you see, this is my document camera. It's called my Elmo. That's just the name of the camera. If you see right there, see? It says Elmo right there. Okay, and you can kind of see me if I kind of turn upside down like that. You can barely see me, but there you go. All right, so here are our tiles, and these are the tiles we're going to be using. Now, I think in the past you have used those 3 tiles. We are now introducing these, and as you notice, they do have a different color. They are connected on purpose. Every algebra tile has red on one side and blue on the other, or a different color on the other side. So all of these have red. We're not going to address the red right now. That's going to be for a different time. Okay, but as you notice, these are kind of the same color. There are some connections there between these tiles. Ooh, and then you're like, what's up with that one? We're going to study these as we get along, as we do more and more. By the end, you're going to be so familiar with these tiles, you're going to feel very, very comfortable with them, I hope. Okay? All right, so let's move on. That's problem 2.1. We're really not going to do too much on our paper with that one. 2.2 is the one we're going to do most of our work with today. And it says, draw a picture of each type of tile on your paper. Now, let's do this together. First of all, I do want to let you know this is probably going to take a good portion of a page. Okay, so your paper already, and I'm going to the screen right now, so it might be a little harder to read. It should say 2.1.1, nice and big at the top. Please make it obvious. Okay, we're not doing 2.1, so we're just going to start with 2.2. 2.2. Okay, and we're going to draw the tiles. Now, here we go. I do want you to leave some space in between. Now, first we're going to draw is just a small individual tile, okay? And if you were in class, I would have you trace these tiles on your paper, but unfortunately we can't do that, so we're just going to do the best we can. Now, as you notice, I do want you to try to mimic what I'm doing here. The size is approximate, but it is important for you to have it, okay? So there's another one. And then there's another one over here that looks, kind of like this. Definitely longer. And feel free to, my bad, I should have done this. Feel free to please leave some space in between. Leave a little bit of space in between. And you're like, oh, great, I already drew it. If you already drew it, you don't have to erase it, but try to leave some space between these tiles, okay? Then we do have a square tile like that. Oh, and then we have a rectangular tile like that. And then we've got the beast. We've got this really big square. That's pretty close, okay? So maybe it took you half a page. If you really use the tiles, it would be more like a page, but this is what we got. We got 6 of them, okay? So 6 different tiles. Please make sure you have approximate sizes. Again, this one right here and this one right here are kind of the blue ones. I do want them to be roughly the same size. So maybe mine here, if you look at this, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Where here I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So honestly, this one over here, I should probably trim it a little bit. A little bit more like that, okay? A little bit more like that, because that one and that square are the same size. So there's that one there. And then, oh, come on. Wow, all my things are trying to work against me here. Okay, just work with me. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring down a little bit. There, ta-da. Okay, and then these other ones are connected. Now, we are going to give them a name. Now, if we look at our book, the book says the following. Let me minimize here so you can see. Okay. And the book says you can use, algebra tiles will be referred to by their areas. Okay, so their name will be assumed by their areas. Since the smallest square has a length of 1 unit, it is a 1 square unit tile. Okay. Thus, the name for its tile is 1 or a unit tile. Label your drawing using this tile with its side lengths and area. Okay, so on our paper right now, we are going to go ahead and label our unit tile. This side is 1, this side is 1. So inside the area, which we multiply length times width, we get 1 or unit tile. Label it, please. Okay, so that one's 1 because the sides are 1 by 1, and to get the area, we multiply length times width to get the area. All right. Now let's move on to this other one. It's a shorter, long tile here. This side, as you notice, is pretty much the same as a unit tile. So that side there is 1. This other side on the left or on the right, how long is it? Well, we can't really tell. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a variable to assume its name. And that distance is x. So that is a tile that has a 1 on the ends and an x on the side. So to get the area, we do length times width, and we would get 1 times x, which is x. So this is the x tile. X tile. All right, because the sides are x. Now, if we know that that's an x tile, and we know that that side is the same length as this one over here on the right, oh, and it's a square, so that means this is over here x, because it's a square, kind of. My drawing's not perfect, but work with me here. What would the area of the square be? It would not be 2x. It would actually be x times x, which is also known as x squared. Squared, like the square shape we have here. X squared. So it's the x squared tile. X squared tile. Okay? Next, we're going to go to this long skinny one in the middle here. Now this length is again 1. This length here, the long length, is not x because x is already this one over here on the left. So it doesn't, in this particular case, it's longer, but it doesn't always have to be longer. But we're just saying this longer side that we don't know the length of it is going to be the y. So that means this is the y tile. Woo! Writing down. Not with an I and an L. That did not work out well. Y tile. Which, why? Because I told you to. If that's the y tile, then we can assume, oh, this side is y and this side is y. Therefore, this is a y squared tile. Y squared tile, because y times y is y squared. All right? And then finally, last but not least, what about this other shape? Now, actually, I want to take time here, and it's the green one. I want you to look at the green one here just a second. What do you notice about it, okay? Now, the green one, here is, just so you know, here's my unit tile. See it? My unit tile. And here's my x tile, and my x squared, and my y squared. So now let's focus on this green one, and observations on that one. Well, one thing you might notice is that, check that out. Or check that out. But then the other thing you might notice is, look at that, or that. What does that mean? Well, what that means is that, let me maximize it here. What that means is that this side here, the long side, seems to be y. And the short side over here is the same as the x. So this other tile has y on one side, x on the other side. And if I multiply those, what would I get? I would get an x, y tile. X, y tile. So this tile that I've got here left over, that I haven't labeled yet, come on. There we go. This tile I've got left over here, this side is x, this side is y, so this is an x, y tile. X, y tile. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's an introduction to the tiles that we're doing, that we're working with. So let's look at it and see how good you are at identifying them, okay? So that means you should be able to, if I just go right here and say, hey, what is, oh, let me wipe this off because this isn't good. What if I said, hey, what is this tile? You should be able to tell me that is a y square tile. All right? And then if I say, hey, what is this tile? You should be able to say that's an x tile. This one, xy tile. This one, oh, did you forget? X tile. That one, x squared. That one, y. That one, xy. How about that one? Y squared. How about that one? XY. How about that one? Put it again. XY. How about this one over there? Oh, wrong one. That one over there, that is a unit tile. So all of these names, you've got to memorize these names. You got to learn them. We're going to be using these tiles a lot this year. Okay. By the way, I want to apologize in case the video has some weird reverb or some weird echoing. It's because I had my Elmo has my document camera has a microphone as well. So I have my speaker on, so it might be been doing some echoing. I'll listen and hopefully it's not too bad. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that is what we are going to focus on. And I need you to kind of memorize those tiles for today. Okay, so please feel comfortable knowing those tiles. We're going to be using those tiles tomorrow and see how you did with that. Okay, so make sure you have those notes. Make sure they are neat and they are clear. Bring them to class tomorrow and we will discuss that further tomorrow. For now, that's all. Have a good day.